Hi guys, so this is my tech update. So this is my modem that I use for getting internet. It's AT&T. Here is my switch. Switch goes to the router, and so switch goes to some of these cables. When the yellow cable is the switch connection to this switch. The white cable is nothing. It's just dead. The orange cable goes to extra run into my room. So does the black one goes to the run in the kitchen, and the blue one goes to the living room through a what's the thing called a power line to Ethernet adapter. And that white cable there goes to my NAS, and it's running on the UPS. And so the thing that's on the UPS is a modem, switch, and NAS. And so the NAS holds my Plex server, um, my Heimdall instance, and also Home Assistant, and just data for like backup software and YouTube videos, and also other stuff. Right here is my wireless printer that I have for printing. When I need to print, and it's wireless because I used to have a printer that I used to have set up for on a NAS I had built before, and it just was acting wacky. So I got rid of that printer, and we got this one. And so this is my Echo right here for back here for controlling lights and stuff like that. So for the bathroom there, and also the um, back room here. So now going into the kitchen, I have a two lights here, and so right here is a keyboard mouse that I use for that I would be using for a Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is gonna basically take the place of the MacBook. The MacBook is gonna become a portable laptop, and that smart plug turns on this monitor, and there's a webcam on top of the monitor just for that computer, and the white cable you see here is for the Stream Deck, and the black cable you see there is for the web camera, and the dongle's going into there. And then I also have a UPS coming that's gonna go on here just for and we'll have data input. So 1, 2, 3 things for data. And what's going to be on this Stream Deck is a DVD player control, and switching between Apple TV, Mac, and Room, and also the DVD controls and volume control of the Steam of the stream software. So I'll explain that into more detail. But software is going to be running with Companion and also Apple TV Remote that I'm running on the Mac Mini in there. But I'm going to dedicate the Mac Mini in here towards kind of a work computer. I mean, like just search for web and stuff, and also running that specific software and Keyboard Maestro and Companion and that's it for this specific one. So I'm going to show you in the living room where I have another setup. So this remote is used to turn on the TV, but if you press this little button right here, it switches inputs, and so input 3, which is on this TV, is what it does is it switches to the wireless adapter that's behind here, and that has a fan on there, and so to keep it cool, and that is sending wireless signal into a switcher that I'll show you. And so, and what the switcher's plugged into, the splitter's plugged into, it's plugged into a switcher. That switcher is then plugged into has my Apple TV, my Mac, which is plugged technically in the switch in the splitter itself, but the output of that is being plugged into the input of the switcher. So what outputs from the Mac gets output to the switcher, and the switcher then outputs to here through actually a splitter wirelessly. So I'll show you that, but also it does DVD, and so in the Stream Deck I showed you that was over there, it was I used that to control the DVD player that's in the room using IR Blaster, and that IR Blaster is then being controlled with Home Assistant, and Home Assistant is then being controlled by the Stream Deck. So yeah. Now going over here, this is where I had the monitor at right here, but I figured out that it was just taking up too much room, and it wasn't being actually used as I liked. So this monitor here is my drawing tablet that I can use on my MacBook Air and my Mac Mini for annotations. And so this Stream Deck, I had 4 of these in here, but I was just running on USB power limit. So this is going over these cables over here to that bundle of cables over there to the NAS, to the computer. So is this microphone. This microphone is specifically only for over here when I'm using the Stream Deck over here. It's for operating this camera right here and drawing if I wanted to, which occasionally happens. So going over here, these cables go over to this spot right here. And so this Caver switcher that you see here, that's hooked up to the output is hooked up to the output is hooked up to is hooked up to is hooked up the output is hooked up to the input. I mean, if I recall correctly, so the output is hooked up to the input. So basically, this the Mac and because one of these cables are the Mac, one is Apple TV, and one's a DVD player. And from here, it goes to the output, which goes to the input of the splitter right here. That splitter then goes to this TV here, and that TV over there, this capture card. So it goes into Ecamm, and then my splitter, my wireless extender, which is under the fan to keep it cool. And so it gets ported out to the living room, and it's controllable by there. And then the other switcher has my Apple, the other switcher that's below there has my TV, this monitor, and that monitor over there hooked into it, which is then hooked into the Mac Mini's HDMI port. This monitor is basically the second input of the Mac Mini using Thunderbolt. And from there, the switcher for here, output here, is going to this switcher here. So, and this switcher, then this switcher here goes to the first output goes to the first one goes to the Mac Mini Second one goes to my MacBook right here. And so from there, it would basically switch between the Mac Mini and the MacBook to this monitor. So, and also this monitor over here too, because it's split together to here and it goes over there. So whatever appears on this monitor also appears on this monitor. And so the only difference is this monitor here actually has what's on the MacBook on the Mac Mini, because it's basically mirroring the main input. And what's on there and the other monitor, what's on this monitor and the other monitor over there is what would be on here if I switch to there. And then my audio interface I use for just monitoring audio and just playing back music. That's the documentation that my MacBook Air is connected to. I used to have 4 of these cameras, but I used to have one here and one here. So basically, since I started having USB power draw issues, I got rid of this camera because of it was using too much power, because it was running off that USB hub. And so that involved me to get rid of the Stream Deck camera. So I took out the Stream Deck and put it into another room. And then I took the Stream Deck and I basically thought I can take the software that's running on here and run it on that one. And because I'm running Companion on this computer over here, and so to save stuff. And so after all that, I have my Apple TV there, so when I'm watching TV here or in another room, I just have to take this guy with me, which is my Apple TV remote, for over there, and for the switcher, to control a Blu-ray player, I just use Home Assistant to send signals with this guy. So let me just get to that now. After sitting down, this is what it looks like when I'm sitting down. So basically, let me just open this right here. So this is my Home Assist. This is my audio control panel on the Stream Deck. So when I press this, it turns on all 3 lights. It turns on all smart plugs, and it turns on the charger for that, or the docking station, and this display. And so, as you can see here, nothing is showing right here, because this turns on with that USB hub. As you can see, I don't actually have everything automated because of there's sometimes I don't want this on. So I just have to turn this on right here, like so, and it gets extra power it needs. And so this is how this looks. And so if I then, I actually had the dongle for this device, for this mouse and keyboard on the switcher, but it was just too laggy, and it just wouldn't work out properly. So I connected 2 of them. One on input 1, one on input 2. And so on input 1, I have the first dongle connected to the Mac Mini, and then I have on number 2, and number 2 here, it's on the actual dongle. I mean, it's on the docking station over there. And then on number 3, I have it on Bluetooth for my phone, and so I can use that when I want to use what's that software called? Um, what's that software called? Dex. And so it just plug in this cable and switch to input 5 on the switcher, and I get which will also in turn switch this monitor to the Dex monitor. So, and then the microphone, which is the what's this microphone called? The Elgato Wave Mic 3, and the other one is the Rode NT21. So this is a USB switcher from OREI, and then those two HDMI splitters that are under the switcher and fan are OREI 401, and then the KC splitter, and then the other splitter is the StarTech. The other splitter is a Ugreen splitter, and these ones speakers are my Aris XT5s, and this is the 8-inch subwoofer. And as you can see, most of the cables aren't basically showing on the floor, like those ones are, because of this one is for this one is for this one is for this guy. I don't know what the other one's for, I don't remember. But all the other cables are behind the desk down there, gathered together. So let me just go real quick into my software portion. So if you open up the Stream Deck software, it just shows the Stream Deck stuff. So when I click 2, it switches the input to it goes all to enter, which switches this guy to input number 2, and then screen 2 switches the actual input of that switcher to the second input, and then 3 switches the switcher over there to input 3, which is my my MacBook Air. And then the one I have basically does the same exact thing, but it switches these inputs to input 1. It switches on the screen 1 to back to this screen, and then it goes from 3 to it switches it from 3 to 1, I think. No, 1, 2. So it switches back to the first input, which is that thing. And then that's just that one. The web is for Cam is just for what's that? Zoom meetings. This one is to get bound default of applications. This one is to turn on the speakers from the sound plug. And this one, which is sleep is just specifically different. So it basically sleeps all Stream Decks. It waits 8 seconds. And it waits 8 seconds. And then it basically before that does the fix, which it basically relaunches the Wavelink application. And so with my actual button I have it so it can relaunch Wavelink from a totally separate computer. So basically, let me just show you that real quick. So if we just double click this, and then go to number 1, and go to number 1. All of these are the buttons I have. So this is to control the power of the actual Blu-ray player. Back previous what's that called? Previous chapter. And then the other side is it press Apple, DVD, Mac, and then the home button for the DVD, and then the Fix Me, which just fixes the folder, which just fixes the actual Wavelink software and closes it, restarts it, and then the volume up and down controls the volume of the speakers. And then sleep basically just is a normal sleep on here. But if we go here, so and so 1 just does that, the record button, which is which is Ecamm running in Companion, and then the stop. So this one, which is pause. So if I just look here and then press copy, and so so yeah, sorry. So I was just fixing that. So yeah. So and on number 2, it just is the same exact thing, but this one switches between. This one switches between. This allows me to control do an unboxing and also do just a start rich recording annotation over at the desk over there. And then number 3 is basically just the same exact thing, but it turns on TV, turns on DVD, Apple, Mac, and then it also does a sleep, and all these sleeps basically restarts Wavelink. And then the last one, which is number 4, audio, is just audio stuff. So and behind the scenes, what isn't seen when this happens, Companion basically does Ecamm stuff, and it also does Velcro Listener, which is just does hotkeys. And these are all the buttons I have that does stuff in Ecamm. And then for Keyboard Maestro, I have stuff in Keyboard Maestro that, like input output audio control, just control the value by doing trigger value, and then toggles up the volume, toggles it down by 5, and or an up by 5, but it has to be plus and minus. I'm not gonna. If you want to see how the stuff is made, well, how action works. It's just a simple Apple script that will change the volume and stuff. And then this is switch to text. And then so and then it does it by itself, and then you can do actually the sound, but I don't have the sound on mine because with the sound it just is kind of weird. So Maestro Hide, Maestro Show, which shows keyboard Maestro and other stuff. So after that, I have minimize Apple TV remote, which basically minimizes the application Apple TV into the corner and stuff. And so this computer actually has all that running on here, so it has a lot of stuff running on here like Ecamm and Loopback, and it also has a video player. So I hope you like that. If you guys want to see a more detailed video, but this is what this Stream Deck looks like up close. This one is up close. The other one I'm not going to show because that involves getting up. So thanks for watching, and hope you like, subscribe, and comment. And hit the bell. So thanks for watching. Bye.